Hi, wrestling fans. Thanks for clicking on the Dreaded D Rose Report. What'd you think of the old school Raw last night, the 3-hour edition? Well, really about 3 hours, 15 minutes. I'll let you know my opinion tomorrow. But anyway, just let me know in the comments what you thought. Good, bad. I'm kind of interested to see how their ratings is going to be doing. But you know, speaking of the old school, how many of you fans ever went to their live show and ever got a Superstar ice cream bar? I think I did once. But you know, the real shocker of the whole night for me was Lord Alfred Hayes doing commercials. Real quick, I just wanted to let you know about Lord Alfred. In 1996, Lord Alfred briefly commented for the Tito Santana short-lived American Wrestling Federation promotion. Not sure where that was at, but anyway, that's the last thing he'd done. But Lord Alfred contracted gangrene, believe it or not, which led to an eventual amputation of his leg. And in 2005, Alfred Hayes suffered a series of strokes after a fall at a nursing home he was living in Dallas. And in July 21st, 2005, Lord Alfred Hayes passed away at the age of 77, ending his life of suffering from that. By the way, a little inside info, I guess. Mae Young her win over LeCool on last night's Raw, which I thought they were actually bringing out a cardboard standee or a mannequin or something, but it was good old Mae Young. Anyway, she became the only man or woman in history to ever wrestle in 9 decades. She started in the 1930s, went through the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010. Bill Goldberg, by the way, wrote on his Twitter response to Triple H's comment that he isn't a good choice for the WWE Hall of Fame. Here's what Goldberg had to say. He said, I read Triple H's and HBK's view of the WWE Hall of Fame. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. They do have a point if the induction is based on tincture. Legends who appeared on last night's Raw, I hope you caught it too, were Jim Ross, Iron Sheik, George the Animal Steel, Nikolai Volkov, Dusty Rhodes, Ron Simmons, Tony Atlas, Tatanka, Arn Anderson, Slick Ted DiBiase, Gerald Briscoe, Howard Finkel, Gene Okerlund, Mae Young, Harvey Whippleman, Chavo Classic, Brooklyn Brawler, Jim Duggan, Sergeant Slaughter, IRS, Tito Santana, Bob Orton, Roddy Piper, Jimmy Snuka. Chris Jericho took to the Twitter account and commented of the talk of Goldberg in the Hall of Fame, by the way. And Jericho writes, hope Goldberg gets into WWE Hall of Fame. Why not? He said Greg Valentine, Santana, and of all things, Coco Beware is there. Jericho also commented on the Michael Cole and JR thing on last night's Raw. The difference between Jim Ross and Michael Cole is the difference between Paul Newman and Paulie Shore. Anyway, after last night's Raw went off, by the way, Orton got up and laid out Wade Barrett with the RKO, celebrating to the end of the show. There was an advertised dark match of Orton versus Barrett versus Sheamus versus John Cena that didn't happen. And probably everybody was tired after last night and didn't mind it. WWE will tape tonight's NXT this Friday's SmackDown tonight from Richmond, Virginia. This will be the final show before the Survivor Series. No matches have been announced for either show, but there will be an elimination of NXT, though. And advertised locally is Rey Mysterio, Edge, Big Show taking on Kane, Alberto Del Rio, and Jack Swagger. Jim Ross wrote more on Twitter last night about his return to Raw. After saying, he said, after 13 months of commentary, I was a little bit rusty on Raw, but I hope my work wasn't too bad. Hope to get another shot someday, who knows. You know, that's the only thing that really WWE did bad. How many W's did I put in there? WWE. They shouldn't have done this. They should not have put JR on the microphone. Now we know how much we miss a good commentary, because he got on there and he described exactly what was going on into the ring. He wasn't a little cute and clever bantering back and forth, giggling and all that like Cole does with Lawler. And it was what was going on into the ring, and he actually boosted the action in the ring to us, listening to it. that's exactly what color commentating was supposed to be. Not talking about I have a major announcement and all that crap. Yoshitatsu wrestled Primo prior to Monday's Raw in Hershey, Pennsylvania. It was unclear whether it was a dark match or tape for Superstars. CM Punk, by the way, commentated about the whole bout on ringside. So, since he was doing the commentating, I would think it's going to be on, I would think, Superstars. We'll find out tomorrow. Multiple WWE items was the trending Twitter during the Old School Raw episode, including Old School Raw Brawler. Why Brawler? I don't know. And Jim Ross. David Hart Smith noted on his Twitter account that he met former WWE star Dynamite Kid Tom Billington during the company's recent tour of Europe. Billington is best known being half of the original tag team, British Bulldog, with Smith's father, Davey Boy. Billington currently resides in Manchester, England, suffers from the after effects of steroids and high-impact wrestling style, which left him confined to a wheelchair and partially paralyzed, and with a very bad attitude of steroids and wrestling industry too. Matches taped before Raw. Well, I was telling you about that. Also for this is for Superstars. Taped before Raw was Melina and Gail Kim taking on Maurice and Alicia Fox. Primo taking on Yoshitatsu. Santino Marella and Vladimir Kozlov are the new #1 contenders to Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel's tag titles after defeating Usos. In an update from an earlier Survivor Series post, apparently the tag team match was going to be taking place at Sunday's pay-per-view card. Now it kind of looks like this. WWE match going to be Wade Barrett versus Randy Orton with Cena's special guest referee, and we know how that goes. Anyway, the world title match is Edge versus Kane. Diva tag match, Natalya versus Michelle McCool and Layla. Don't know why she's a big girl, but she's going to take on too. WWE tag titles is Santino, Vladimir taking on Heath and Justin Gabriel. Survivor Series elimination match, Rey Mysterio, Big Show, MVP, Kofi, and Chris Masters versus Alberto Del Rio. Jack Swagger, Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, Title Rex, Sheamus versus John Morrison also. And despite the false rumors that's been circulating around that last Thursday's FCW, there was no mention of FCW champion Mason Ryan being stripped of the title or anything, but mentioned that Johnny Curtis being given the title belt. As of right now, Mason's still the FCW champion, but I don't know what they're doing down there. So anyway, Hall of Famers Jim Ross, Ricky Steamboat were at least at Thursday's FCW event down there, checking out the people, evaluating talent. Steamboat returned to, I wonder Steamboat wasn't there last time. Maybe he's not really physically able to go places yet. Anyway, that's the first time Steamboat's been back since his hospitalization and recovery. All right, upcoming, let's see, FCW weekend. I ain't gonna go for that. According to fans at the attendance of last night's Raw in Hershey, Pennsylvania, that the ring ropes were red, white, and blue, vintage WWF logos all around. Even hanging in the rafters. Now, we've seen all that. Now, WWF can get away, WWE can get away with WWF. They can't, I think, actually, it could be when that's shown overseas, that's where they got to blur it. At least the F part. And I believe here in the States, they can show whatever they want. They really don't, shouldn't do it because a lot of the, it's expensive to blur out everything all around, but I think they did it on this one. It was kind of neat. All right, additional names will be on hand for, I was telling you about Ron Simmons and Slick and Bob Orton and Tony Atlas. Didn't know they were going to show up, but they did. All December on WWE Classics is Season Beatings. I think I told you about that. Anything else I haven't told you about, I don't want to tell you again. Maybe not. So I'm about 3 seconds out. If I had a music, I'd do my little dance, but maybe next time you'll be more fortunate, or unfortunate. Hey, thanks for clicking, you guys. Any new shockers come along, I'll let you know. I'll be on here with a special event. I gotta go.